In 1533, the 25th of January, King Henry VIII made a decision that didn't just change his own life, it changed the course of English history forever. On that winter day, in secret and away from the public eye, Henry married Anne Boleyn. It wasn't the grand royal occasion you might imagine, filled with crowds and public well-wishers. Instead, it was quiet and carefully hidden. Because in the eyes of the Catholic Church, Henry was still married to his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. That's what made this moment so explosive. Henry wasn't just falling in love or remarrying, he was openly defying the Pope. For years, Henry had been desperate for a male heir. Catherine had given birth to several children, but only one survived. Princess Mary. Henry believed England needed a son for stability, and he became convinced that his marriage to Catherine had been cursed in God's eyes. When Anne Boleyn came into his life, everything shifted. Anne was intelligent, confident, and very different from Catherine. She refused to be just a mistress and stood firm. If Henry wanted her, it had to be as his wife and queen. By marrying Anne in secret, Henry was basically saying, "I don't accept the Pope's authority over my marriage." This single act pushed England closer to breaking away from the Roman Catholic Church. It wasn't just romantic, it was political. Henry believed he was securing his dynasty. Anne believed she was stepping into her destiny. As queen, neither could fully know the storm that was going to be unleashed. At the time, Anne was already pregnant, which added urgency. Henry hoped this child would be the long-awaited prince. The marriage needed to happen before the baby arrived, so the child would be seen as legitimate. But instead of the son Henry longed for, the baby was born later that year, would be a daughter, Elizabeth. This little girl, born into a scandalous and uncertainty world, would one day become Elizabeth I, one of England's greatest monarchs. So even though Henry didn't get the son he wanted from Anne, the impact of the marriage still shaped the future in ways he never imagined. The wedding on the 25th of January might have felt like a private victory for Henry and Anne, but across Europe it was seen as a shocking and dangerous. The power of the Church of England would be broken. People would be forced to choose sides. All of this can be tracked back to the moment like this one, a king choosing his own will over centuries of tradition. There's also something very human about it. Henry wasn't just a king making a political move. He was a man driven by fear, desire, pride, and obsession. Anne wasn't just an ambition court lady. She was a woman navigating a dangerous world where her position depended entirely on the king's favour. On that January day, they probably couldn't see the tragedies ahead. Anne's eventually was arrested and executed. The heartbreak, the betrayals. In that moment, they likely felt hopeful, maybe even triumphant. So the 25th of January, 1533 wasn't loud or dramatic on the surface. No battles, no public displays, no crowds offering well-wishing, just a quick, quiet wedding. But that quiet act lit the fuse for the English Reformation, reshaping the monarchy and changed religion and politics in England forever. It is a reminder that sometimes history doesn't turn on huge public events. Sometimes it turns on private decisions made behind closed doors by people who have no idea just how far the consequences will reach. Please subscribe to the channel and share and like if you like Tudor history. See you on the next video.